This video is gonna be a bit more personal, and I'm gonna share a part of myself that probably most of you guys don't know. After almost, or probably more than 10 years, smoking weed every day became such a big part of my personality and so embedded into me. Now I decided to finally quit, and it's going great. And I'm realizing so much stuff that I didn't understand before. I want to share my experience because I think that some other people might be in my same situation, trying to quit. Before we dive into this video, thumbs up, like, subscribe to my channel. That's really gonna support me. Please and thank you. I started smoking weed when I was around 18 years old. I think I liked it straight away. I was in a period of my life where I was getting kind of bullied a lot in school, in high school. So that was kind of my way out. Without even realizing, I became so addicted and so dependent on it that it became like a part of my personality. I was one of those kids who used to go skateboarding, like smoke weed, and everybody thought I was that. When you smoke that much, that everybody think you're a stoner, and you're kind of proud of it because everybody think you're cool because you do that, but so stupid actually. But it's okay, like we learn from our mistakes. In the end, if you think about it, like your personality is really what you think that other people think of you. So crazy. That's how I used to picture myself, and that's who I was in the end. Because of that, I kept smoking and smoking, and I became always more addicted to it, which is very sad because I never thought that could be possible. I never thought you could get addicted to marijuana, but now I realize you could get addicted to anything basically, even ice cream. Just now I also realized that I was lacking confidence and I was hiding it behind this personality. It will just make me feel good with myself about myself without actually trying to improve what I had to improve. I'm not gonna say that I had a bad circle of friends. I loved my friends and they were such a good escape for me. We never used weed as a main focus of it was never our main activity, catch up to smoke weed. That never happened. Anything we will do was for us just too boring without being high, which is pretty sad. At least this was my experience. I don't know about my friends, but that's why I did it. I also started using it for my anxiety. Like I will get anxiety in the morning and I will smoke and anxiety will be gone for like 2 hours and then I will need to smoke again. Like I was fooling myself into believing that weed would fix everything and the way I felt. Then I would freak out all over again. And I'm sure I'm not the only one experiencing this. Same thing as scrolling on your phone and drinking alcohol, having a food addiction, they're all the same. They're all ways of escaping reality, all because of our inability to feel the way we're feeling. I get it, we live in the age of addiction, but that's not the real way out. It's just putting a patch on it and not really working on what's holding me back. Even last years, when I started making videos on Instagram, I was just smoking all the time because I felt it was making me more creative, and I actually became dependent on it even more because I started thinking that without smoking I couldn't be as creative, which is totally wrong. The problem with weed is that it works, it really boosts your creativity. If you are able to manage it, it can really even boost your focus, if you focus on one thing. We have marijuana receptors in our brain, and when we smoke they activate, but we can activate these receptors even without smoking. So you know what I'm trying to say, like even if you try hard drugs or something and you're like, oh, this really get me going, this is really pumping me, but you can create the same exact feeling even without the substance. So that means that you are doing everything in the end. So why be dependent on something to achieve a certain mental state or physical state or emotional state when you can do it yourself? Because we are like a chemical factory. So any emotion, any feeling, any sensation that we want to create, we can create it from within. From within. This is amazing. Be conscious and create whatever you want to create. So why did I stop smoking? Beside the fact that I'm on a self-improvement journey, if I wanted to improve myself and my life, I had to quit all my addictions. I also realized this little thing. Shout out Sadhguru. The only thing that we have in this life is how profound our experience of life is. Does this substance, does weed enhance your experience of life or actually suppress it? If you want to experience life to the fullest, your experience must be really profound. You must be able to feel everything, also the bad stuff like pain, suffering, whatever. So if you lower your faculties so that you can escape a bit of from your brain, it's not going to enhance your life. In order to experience more life, to feel more life, you want to enhance your faculties. You cannot lower your faculties and think that you are experiencing more life. What kind of stupidity is that? Because when you try to suppress pain, try to suppress fear and all this by smoking, you're not enhancing your life. You're just suppressing these feelings. This is crazy how you say, oh, I'm getting high. We refer to this like, oh, getting high. But actually you're getting low because you're lowering your faculties. You're getting high when you can experience more. This was like a slap in the face for me. And if you still think that it doesn't lower your faculties, that smoking weed doesn't lower your faculties, let's say you get into a car accident and you need to get surgery and your surgeon smoked weed. Would you trust him with your life to do some crazy surgery? Or would you think, oh my god, no, this guy is a bit stoned. I don't want him to cut me open. I want to experience life to the fullest. I don't want to be sedated, you know? It will make no sense. Oh, but it makes me more peaceful. That's bullshit too. I used to think the same. That works only until you keep smoking. Try stop smoking for 3 days and then tell me how peaceful you are. You're gonna get super cranky. You're gonna go out and look for it. As soon as you take out the substance, you're not peaceful no more. That's not real peace. So that works only until you keep smoking and you become super dependent on it. And that's what happened to me as well. But then the more dependent you become, the worse it gets. And then you're like, fuck, I don't see a way out because I'm so dependent on weed. I cannot even enjoy myself and stay here sitting without doing anything and I'm gonna freak out. It was so hard for me to quit because I always thought, but I've been productive. I did this and I did that and I'm doing more than the average person is doing and I'm creating this and that. But then where is the growth? Where is the improvement? If you want to grow, if you want to improve yourself, you have to let go of your addictions. You cannot be dependent on some substance to achieve your goals. Now let's talk about the benefits that I experienced from quitting weed. First of all, I got more in contact with my dreams, and you might think, oh, who cares about dreaming? But if you're trying to improve yourself in any way, you gotta understand that dreams are a mirror to your subconscious mind. So if you can actually remember your dreams, you're gonna be able to understand deeper stuff about yourself and things that you might need to work on in order to improve. I also experienced way less anxiety. I would have to smoke more and more and more to keep my anxiety lower, lower and lower. So now I can manage it all by myself. I always could, I know that, but now I feel like I'm doing it, you know, I'm in control, and that's priceless. Every time that pops up again, I can just refocus myself, recenter myself, create distance, and realizing that anxiety is nothing but fear of the future. So once you realize that what you're feeling is not happened, is not in this moment, and it cannot hurt you, you can create distance from it, and the anxiety is gonna just like evaporate. So if you focus on the present moment, that's how you overcome anxiety. But that's probably for another video. My mind is sharper, my vision is clearer, it's overall more efficient. My mind is more efficient. I wouldn't know how else to say it. Like I feel my thoughts don't run away so fast. I can think better, my vision is now clear, my relationships with other people improved too because I'm more confident, I can listen better, I can think better what to reply, I can build stronger connections. And I don't overeat that much anymore. Before I would like stuff myself because I had the munchies and eat a lot. I always been slim, so I didn't have many problems with food in general, but I realized that I kinda have a food addiction. I understood that my relationship with food wasn't the best. Funny for a chef, but it's the truth. Now my gut is definitely thanking me. Also another thing that really improved was my blood pressure for sure. Before, every time I would stand up quickly from the sofa, I would feel like was gonna faint, but that's not the case anymore, luckily. How did I manage to stop? This might sound like cheating, but actually we moved to Bali, me and my girlfriend, so we are away from anybody that smokes. There is death penalty for substance using here in Indonesia. But this is just an example to say, if your partner smokes and all your friends you hang out with smoke, it's gonna be super hard for you to stop, because if that's what you do in your free time and everybody else around you, it's gonna be very, very difficult for you to stop. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna ever smoke again. I might be, but what I wanted to do was just quit my addictions, not be so dependent from it, and learning how to manage myself without any substance. That was my goal. And this is it, guys. I hope my experience can help some of you. And if you like this kind of video, we can talk about anxiety, we can talk mental health. I have so much stuff that I could share that I think will be useful. I'm not the most fluent person in English, so I get that. But if you like to see more this kind of video, like where we can talk and I can share my experience on mental health, definitely write it in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.